Hello all, it is 7:21 and what they tell us is the 18th of the 12th, 2024. And this is the Self-Preservation Society, my channel on Bitchute. If you're watching anywhere else, a link to that channel is below in the description box, along with what I consider other pieces of worthwhile information for your delectation, as indeed this upload and all the uploads I do are for your delectation. What you do with it is up to you. But it's, as always, I might be a bit controversial. And I make no excuses for that, because I can only speak the truth. I can only try my best within this false matrix to live the truth. And I try to do that. And I try with this channel to empower, enlighten and enable you all to do the same. And at the end, I always ask you to share the message. I don't want you to share me. I'm not a personality. I don't want you to focus on me. And especially when I'm reading this, but some will, when I'm doing this upload, I know some of you will attack me. Bring it on. Especially if you're in the spiritualist movement, for instance, and whatever. Or you think you're awake and spiritual, this, that and the other. I'm not here to mock you. I'm here to empower, enlighten and enable you. And whatever. But we're coming up to this time that human beings celebrated Christmas. And there's a church near to me, a spiritual centre, they call it, Deal Spiritual Centre, which I've been to a few times and had some marvellous evidence from some mediums there, and as I said much earlier in the year, through the Ouija board. They call it the spirit board there, but it's the Ouija board. That's what it is. You can call it whatever you like. But when it was created, developed, it was called the Ouija board. And I can only speak the truth. So that's what. But I had some brilliant evidence from my mother there. Much earlier in the year. After her passing, December the 8th last year. But they put a post up every day on their Facebook page. What's on Wednesday? And it says 7 days till Christmas. Let the magic begin. And that was enough for me. I put this comment on. And I wrote 3 days until the solstice, which is a natural event celebrated with, resonated with natural people. Unlike the man-made festival of Christmas. And I continued, I make no apologies for speaking the truth. More people should do it, in my honest opinion, instead of perpetuating a system based upon lies and deceit. The ego, the mind, and the spiritual self has a lot to answer for, and will have to face the truth one day. And in that, I got a response to say, many of our members do celebrate the solstice. I think everybody these days realises that Christmas is man-made celebration, but still chooses to focus upon the word celebration. A celebration that means we take an extra effort to connect with family and friends we may not have seen for a while, and they write a good thing. A celebration about giving to those less fortunate. It may also be in the form of money, charity, gift, charities, support those in need or time. Again, they write a good thing. A time of light and love. Again, they write a good thing. A time of fun and magic. Again, they write a good thing. A time of reminiscing and storytelling of traditions and upliftment. Again, they write a good thing. And then they finish, yes, on the other side of it is the commercialisation, but it's a personal choice as to whether or not the individuals buy into that aspect. So I responded thus. And please do not think, all you at the Deal Spiritual Centre, I'm having a go at you personally. I'm not. I'm speaking the truth. So I wrote, If it takes a daytime festival based upon lies to connect with family and friends, that should tell you about the foundations those relationships are based upon. I personally do not need a special day to support others. It is the foundation of my life. I do not need to be told when to offer light and love. Again, it's the foundation of my life. Fun and magic, inverted commas, based on a lie, exclamation mark, alright. I speak all year on my channel of stories and traditions of our ancestors to try and awaken people to the truth. In short, my journey started in a spiritualist church 40 years ago this autumn, and I've spent those 40 years exposing the lies, the deceit, the control, and not perpetuating them. For me, it is so sad that those in spiritualism, or those that claim to be spiritual, are not doing the same, like so many did in the early years of what we call modern day spiritualism, and who still to this day inspire me to seek the truth and to speak the truth. It is a simple matter of integrity for me. Too many, it seems, to me, prefer to be worshipped as a preference to worshipping the truth. And I thank the people at Deal Spiritual Centre for allowing me to comment, and I thank them for responding in the way that they did. But you see, people, perhaps I'm wrong here. I may well be wrong. But, a lie doesn't become the truth just because people believe it. And, perhaps I'm a bit naive here to expect that people in spiritualism, especially, should be like me and seek the truth. Seek to find the lies and expose the lies. And when you do that, all you're left with is truth. That's why so many people find me offensive, especially in spiritualism around my area, because I won't stand with them, in compliance with the lies and the deceit, the injustices of this world. And I certainly won't just, stand there for love and light and charity and all these things on one day of the year, because my masters, or the masters that control us, tell us that's when we should do it. I don't need that. It's my life. It is my life, the very foundations upon my life, and it should be yours and all. If you're mankind, if you're a man from mankind, if you're a woman from mankind, I understand. If you're a simple human being, then you're just doing what your masters dictate. And if you're a simple human being and you think you're spiritual, then you are, without a shadow of a doubt, you're spiritual. But you have to remember and understand and comprehend that demons are spirit too. Think about that for a minute. I remember listening to Elaine Thorpe, who's a very, very good deep trance medium. Absolutely no other opinion of her, having Sinner in my house. Many of you might have heard of Elaine Thorpe. Sinner in my house, where entranced, I spoke to her guide, who a few days before I'd had a conversation on Skype with, and questioned it, but I couldn't question it in my house. When I'm seeing and bearing witness to it, she's entranced and I'm talking to her guide, Jonathan. And as we're doing so, then Mickey, Leslie Flint's guide, is coming independently, joining in a freeway conversation from a different part of the room. An amazing, amazing abilities as a medium, a deep trance medium, a physical medium. Elaine Thorpe has. But nevertheless, a year back, last Christmas or the Christmas before, she's blocked me on Facebook now, but she was doing a trance talk, and her guy Jonathan, around this time of the year, wished everybody happy Christmas. I was fucking livid. Absolutely livid. And I signed on to YouTube in order, because that's where it come from, in order to make a comment and say. Now, I can't remember if the rest of this conversation went on in the comments or if we actually spoke on the phone. But she said, and I admire her for saying this, really do, she said, well, perhaps that was part of my consciousness. Perhaps that was my consciousness. To which I replied, well, then you wasn't in full trance, was you? And after that, she blocked me. On whatever. The point I'm making is, these spirit people, our loved ones that have gone on before us, if they're still celebrating, acknowledging Christmas and whatever, a lie, which is based upon a lie, then what fecking hope have we got here? What hope do we have here? I remember being at Deal Spiritualist Church a few years ago, and it was on a Sunday. There had two mediums there speaking, but on this particular service, they do questions and answers, and it's members of the church committee answer these questions. And they answered this question for somebody, and wasn't to my satisfaction, and so I spoke at my point of knowing and awareness. And the reply I got from one of the committee members was, well, they're not ready for that yet, acknowledging that I was right, but saying, having the audacity to say that these people there wasn't ready for it yet. Well, that's not my fault. That church has been going longer than I've been involved in spiritualism. So who's failing who? And this is indicative of spiritualism. Too many people in spiritualism want to be seen and worshipped and revered and fawned over, this, that and the other. That's why you'd never see me here, because I don't want none of that bollocks. I want the message that I share with you here on my channel to be of importance. Not me who's speaking it. The message is important that I share and I try to bring. And it should be the same for all of us. I think. You seek the truth and you speak the truth. The truth will never change. Will never ever change. What changes is our awareness of the truth. That's what changes. Not the truth itself, but our awareness of the truth changes as we grow, as we awaken, consciously transcending the mind, the ego, and the spiritual self to the true self, which has no gender. You'll see that in a meme later on. Right? But it shows you, it shows me, and I speak about it a lot, the control over human beings. How the false matrix works, controls on human beings. And that's why I speak about the difference between human beings and mankind. That's why I speak about the difference between the soul and the spirit. The soul, the difference between the soul and the physical self. The soul and the ego and the mind. The soul is pure awareness, but it has been corrupted and bastardized and blackened and you name it. It's been done in order to keep you in a low vibrational state as human beings, in the spiritual self, in the mind and the ego. And I won't stop seeking and speaking the truth, especially when we come to such a natural event as we're coming to on the 21st, where the sun, S-U-N, is crucified here in the Northern Hemisphere on the Southern Cross. And it lies there for 3 days until it rises on the 4th day, 1 degree, the risen sun, S-U-N. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's the complete opposite at this time of the year. The sun reaches its zenith, its peak, its highest point, and then it's reversed 6 months' time. That is what our ancestors taught and shared with us through storytelling and traditions. The truth of being natural in natural cycles, not the lies and the deceits and the control of the false matrix. And once again, to those of you at Deal Spiritual Centre that are listening to me, I do not single you out. And please do not think I'm attacking you. I'm trying to empower, enlighten, and enable you. And if you're listening to this, I am more than happy to come and give my time to address your congregation, to share, to empower, enlighten, and enable those to go and do their own research and searching. I don't want to have power over them. I don't want to court favour with you or them. The only thing I want favour with, I seek to court favour with, is the truth. And we should all be like that. And it only comes, in my experience, when one transcends the false matrix, the physical self, the mind, the ego, the spiritual self, to the true self. We're not doing that. We're just perpetuating the system, the illusion that controls us. I seek to expose it, and I will spend the rest of my incarnation here doing that, and no doubt I will continue to do it when I pass away from this physical reality. And I will be awake and aware enough not to fall into the reincarnation cycle and be forced back here, but I will honour my soul's journey because I have this awareness, and no doubt I will offer myself, my soul, to freely come back here to continue what I'm doing, trying to do here today, in this lifetime. Because I firmly believe it is the right thing to do, and I do it for the right reasons, as a matter of pure, humble integrity. You can question that, whoever you are, all you like. I have no fear of being questioned. I have no fear of being questioned. You can't judge me as I have judged myself. You can't punish me for any misdemeanours I may have done, like I have punished myself for them. I have cleansed and purified. I have sweated in the inipi to cleanse and purify. I have stood in front of all creation to cleanse and purify under my own power, not seeking help or assistance from anything outside of me, exposing myself to all that was, is, and will be in humility, in humble honesty and integrity, to cleanse and purify myself. So anything, anybody, any arrows people might fire to harm me, to judge me, this, that, and the other, I've been there, I've done it. Water off a duck's back. And it is, for me, a way of living this life in honour. In honour. If you can't live this life with honour, with integrity, then you are propping up the system that enslaves not only you, your loved ones, your friends, your family, but all in this third dimensional, low vibrational reality, which we can all change. Don't have to go up a ladder to ascend to 5D, as so many think you need to do. You can become it here, and you should become it here. Seek to become it here, in order that your light may illumine the darkness of others, in order that they may find their own light, because you have shown them the way and guided them to it through the journey and your own words, deeds and actions. The solstice, ladies and gentlemen, where the sun dies upon the Southern Cross for 3 days and then rises on the 4th. Does that story sound a bit like Easter? Does it? Easter, you know, this festival of Christmas is based upon Nimrod. Look up Nimrod. The festival of Easter is based upon Ishtar. Look them up. Don't take my word for it. Go and research for yourself and see how they control you with their lies, how they corrupt the truth to serve an agenda, not to benefit you, to benefit them. They give you the bread and circuses in order that they can control you, and it works so bloody well. You have to, if you're anything like me, you have to acknowledge the system that enslaves you. Not pay homage to it, but think to yourself, bloody hell, that's brilliant how they got away with that. They're not just doing it today. They've been doing it for thousands upon thousands of years, ever since they created humans to serve them. And they have their people incarnate here to further their agenda. And you vote for them. That's the funny thing. You either vote for them or you laud them as kings and queens and this, that and the other. You vote for leaders or you bow at the altar of, you know, kings and queens and this, that and the other. You know, when you wake up to this and see this, you know, if you're anything like me, you'll sit there and acknowledge, perhaps not respect, but acknowledge how foolish I've been to have been, you know, controlled by all these lies and all this deceit, this, that and the other, for so long. You know, I can say that with all humility. I'm nothing special. You know, I might be telling you all this stuff, but I've been like, you know, the same as you, or the same as many of you, been controlled by the narrative. I used to have a television, sit there and watch the programmes and be programmed and indoctrinated, but I broke free from all that. One of the first things I'd done 24 years ago, just over 24 years ago, when my wife walked out, was get rid of that bloody telly. And I've only had one back in my house once since, when I got in a relationship with somebody, and she wanted one. So I brought a bloody telly, waiting for the licence to come through, and then we split up. That'll teach me. I won't be doing that again, I'll tell you. That was funny, that was. That's funny. But please don't tell me how holier than thou you are, how love and light you are, how spiritual you are, how awake you are, consciously awake, when you're celebrating this man-made festival and buying stuff off Amazon or this, that and the other. And just, you know, perpetuating the system that enslaves you. You know, there's no excuse for living a lie when there is so much knowledge out there, and within you, more importantly, so much knowledge and awareness within you when you do the shadow work and go within, otherwise you'll perpetually go without. But, you know, I've said recently in broadcasts, you know, when it comes to spirit, I've learnt more from spirit incarnated here in physical form. And I often haven't given the credit that they deserve, but I try to. I try to. Now, you hear me speaking about Mark Passio, John Anthony West, Jim Mars, Jordan Maxwell, Ian Arcrane, and people like that, Michael O'Bernacea, and loads of people that have inspired me, empowered me, enlightened me, and enabled me to go where angels, arc, light fears to tread, and to be that light, to drive away the shadows, to see through the shadows, not be blinded by the light. And no more living a lie. I am, as I normally do on the 25th of December, when I can, and I've done it for a number of years, I'll just be having toast that day. It is a token gesture, I know, but it's a heartfelt gesture that I be at one with those who have nothing. It's just a small token gesture, but my intention is pure and honourable. I could do myself a turkey dinner or whatever, but I choose not to. I choose to have just a small basic meal of toast or whatever, to sit as one with those who may be sitting in shop doorways and this, that and the other. I don't need a special day to do it, but I do it on that day, especially for those, my fellow mankind brothers and sisters, that may be alone, that may have nothing. The following day, up Shelley's, she's invited me out there for dinner, which is nice. which would be nice. Be nice company, nice conversation, this, that, and the other, and nice food. But on this day of days that we're told Christ was born, despite all the evidence to the contrary, people still, live the lie. And are happy to live the lie, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Look at that meme there. Look at that meme there. Oh dear, oh Lord. I know it's stating the obvious, but all too often people can't see the obvious. Can't see the obvious. And a comfortable lie, to many, is more enjoyable than the painful truth. That's what really defines mankind and separates mankind from human beings. I've come to that awareness on this journey. Man will face the painful truth. Human beings will be happy to live a comfortable lie. On the 21st of December, I'm always up early anyway, but I'll rise and I'll be outside my back door if I don't go anywhere else, and I'll look over to the east and I will resonate my light with the light of the sun, and I will seek to understand and comprehend and learn from that crucifixion, that stagnation for 3 days and 3 nights, that death for 3 days and 3 nights of the sun here in the northern hemisphere. And I will seek to comprehend and learn and become aware of what the nature is teaching us as this happens. And I'm learning all the time, and so should you. So should you. And anything I do here is simply to empower, enlighten and enable you to do that. If you want to continue living a lie, you do so. But don't expect me to be compliant with it. I won't. I'll expose it. I don't care who you are. I'll expose the lie. I won't comply with the lie. I'm trying to understand what it is to simply live in this third dimensional reality on Earth. I'm simply trying to comprehend and understand the meaning of that, the purpose of that. And the only thing I can come up with is that it's not for me, Barry's, benefit, or this spiritual aspect of Barry. It's not for his benefit, it's for the soul's benefit. It's for my conscious awakening and awareness on a soul level. And so it is for you, because if you're an incarnated soul, you're no different to me. We might have a different level of awareness and knowing. That's because we are all walking the same path, but are in different places on it. And if somebody's behind you, don't go back for them, but allow them to catch up with you. Wait for them by all means. Allow them to catch up with you. Don't go back for them. As those in front of you would wait for you. That's the way to live, my friends. Empathy, compassion, awareness, of all that lives and grows, care and consideration and love. And if your love is based upon lies, then it's not love. My love is based upon truth. And don't think because you disagree with me, I'll love you any less. I don't. I probably love you more. Because what I'm offering is simply the truth. I only seek the truth and I only speak the truth. And if we've all done that, this whole reality, this whole world will be a completely and utterly different place. Presence, gifts, or presence, self. The choice is yours. But don't live a lie. Stop living a lie. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in you I see an enemy. Mitakwe o yasin. We are all related. We are all relatives. And I tell you, every time we're all connected. Share the message, don't share me. And may this solstice bring you abundance and all your needs be met